take the top off?
Unless there's more advantage and disadvantage. So what shit? I've seen people do drugs, I've seen people overeat, I've seen people do all kinds of things. But when we get down into
Walnuts.
we find a reason for it. What's the benefit? Finally, she stopped her thinking about how she can't think of anything. And got past her process thought. And said, everybody in my family is large. If I'm not large, I don't feel like I'm part of the family. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I really
All right, guys, make your own milk, please. It took me 2 minutes to make my own milk. All right, this is walnut milk. You can use any nut you want to. Please don't out. I don't know what you're saying. Autocorrect, sorry, no problem. Please don't what? I am making a whole vegan meal, which is dressing, mac and cheese, and greens. That's what I'm making.
She started crying more and she said, I was raised Catholic. If I have a baby, I'm going to be with a guy I don't want to have a baby with. But if I don't have a baby,
All right, how are you guys doing out there today?
I'm going to be condemned. So I saw no option for me.
So what was your comment?
And I chose not to carry the baby. I just couldn't think of
Do you guys cook?
for this disgusting guy. He said, okay.
All right, so I'm listening to Dr. DeMartini. If you haven't heard of him before, let me turn it down.
I associate the most painful thing of my entire life.
All right, I'm talking to Dr. Talking to him. I'm listening to Dr. DeMartini, and he's talking about essentially self-sabotage. Have you guys ever self-sabotaged anything in your life? Whether it's your health, a relationship, anything. I'm doing a series right now called The Relationship with Food, and how it's very similar to our relationship with humans. Now, before I begin and go deep, can you guys think of some things that where a relationship with a person and relationship with a human can be similar? Let me know. Spring water. Relationships with a human, a person, guy, girl, whatever. Can you think of some similarities where that can match with a relationship with food? How is your relationship with food? Think about that. Is your relationship with food healthy? Is it loving? Is it toxic? Is it abusive? Right? Those are the things you think about when we talk about relationship with food. So my relationship with food is not perfect. Nothing will ever be. However, it is definitely loving because I cook 90% of my food. And I definitely put my own love and mental health into it. Let me turn this oven on. Let me see, is it 425 or 350? 350. All right. How's your relationship with food? Okay, so I'm a sub. I'm the only one. Okay, gotcha. So when it comes to self-sabotage, we can often do that a lot because there's a lot of times that we say we want this, we want that, but it's really surface and doesn't go deep. When you say you want health, what does that really mean? Can you go deeper with that? We can say we want a lot of things, but what are we doing to put ourselves in those in a way to where we can win? And I know that's not easy. That could be a challenge, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's why you have people like myself that are coaches that can help. Otherwise, you're going to be spinning around forever and not really sure what to do. I can actually give you guys those steps to figure out, okay, how can I be consistent? How can I learn how to love myself through food? How can I stop craving fast food restaurants, going to those same bars every single weekend, smoking hookah? And listen, if you're listening to me, you think I'm judging, I'm not. I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. I just know that there's somebody that's listening that's not exactly happy right now, okay? So if you actually want to know the steps to stop doing those same habits that you've been stuck in for years, then join my school. It's a free 7-day trial. And I start you on your journey on how to become more aware. It's not enough to just say, I want to be healthy, or I want to stop this, or I want to do that. You need a plan, okay? I know there's some people that are like, all right, I want to start working out again. Okay, that's all fine and good. But what steps are you going to take to do that? Have you visualized what you're going to wear when you go to the gym? And I don't mean that in a way that you got to be all fancy, but it's called visualization. If you've never gone to the gym, or at least consistently, you need to visualize yourself being there. And it helps when you think about what you're going to wear. Think about your shoes. Think about, if you want to do upper body or lower body, right? And then what parts of, let's just say you want to do upper body. So you want to do biceps, triceps. You want to work on your chest. What specifically do you want to do? And then in addition to that, like what kind of body tone do you want? I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Because it's hard for me to cook and pay attention to my measurements all at the same time. But what kind of body do you want? Do you want slim, athletic build? I don't know what those comments mean. But do you want big and bulky muscles? How fast do you want to get to your goals? Are you okay with taking your time and getting to your ideal body in a year or 2 years? Or do you want to get there in 3 months or 6 months? All those things matter. And you got to take the time to actually think about it. And once you're thinking about it, you got to write it down. Okay? When it comes to food, people ask me for healthier recipes all the time. But if you're coming to me for recipes, and that's not, I'm not a chef. I'm a home chef. And like I said, I do cook 90% of my food, so I can teach people how to cook, but that's not really my main content. My main content is thinking about the psychology of eating, okay? So if you're coming to me and it's like, I don't know what to eat, then you're not really trying. You can Google anything. You can chat GPT anything. So the lack of information and resources, that's not the issue. It's here, okay? All right. So stop, you're sabotaging yourself by saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get started. You either look it up for yourself, which is the slower route, or you get a coach. Invest in yourself. You're investing in yourself every single day, whether you know it or not. It's just, is it in the right direction that you want to go in or not go in? That's the difference. Okay. All right, so you guys tell me, what are some of your health questions? Thank you. I'm good at speech. I appreciate that. What are some of your health struggles? All right, let me give you guys some tips on how to get started, okay? If it's anything around health, with your relationship with food or just getting healthier, whatever it looks like, you want to pause for a second, okay? A lot of times we're reactive and we just do things out of the blue and we just kind of do things in autopilot. So when something happens and you reach in a direction that's not beneficial to your body and your mind and your soul, you want to just pause for a second. Whether you call it prayer, whether you call it meditation, whether you just do an alkalizing breaths, which I have a couple of videos on that. You want to pause because you don't want to react in a way that's not beneficial to your body, okay? So you literally want to say it out loud. Pause, what a pleasure. And this is from the Wisdom of Kabbalah. You say it out loud, pause, what a pleasure. And then you actually just talk to the creator or the universe or to God or to spirit or however, whatever name you want to call it. And then you just go into prayer and just talk to him or her as if you're talking to a friend. A lot of times when we think about prayer, it has to be, this mystical, certain language and all this kind. No, it's just conversation, okay? Just getting your thoughts out of your mind, out of your own body, out of your own way, okay? That's it. It's really, really simple. And then you just talk to him or her and just say whatever's on your mind, all right? And a lot of times when you pause and you take some alkalizing breaths, you'll hear the real responses that you are supposed to take, all right? Now, I'm going to pause for a second, and before I continue in that direction, I want to just give a shout out to Alkaline Vegan Mommy, DeAndre Green. Her and I are co-hosting a 40-day liquid fast that begins on Monday, April 13th. And we're going to be there guiding you through the whole 40 days. And it's a liquid fast, which means we're allowing juices, smoothies, herbal teas, and soups. So it's not a true fast. However, it does take all the confusion away from that a lot of cooked food can bring. All right. So I'm having like my last meal before we get started. Right. But yeah, I need you guys just as much as you would need us. And it's an amazing way to get more clarity on what it is that you truly want. Again, you can say you want health, you want to cook more all day long, but if you're not taking the small little steps to get there, then do you really want it? Or if you need more guidance, you need a coach, invest in yourself that way. All right. So after you take that first step by pausing and, saying what a pleasure this is, then you take an alkalizing breath. Do those for a 3 times for a cycle of 5 times a day. And again, if you don't know what an alkalizing breath is, just look at one of my videos. Just subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then that'll actually help you make a better choice in the better direction. All right. Pause for a second. Hold on. Get this cornbread going. All right. I put my cast iron in the oven for a little bit to warm it up so I can get the oil going. All right. And then I'm going to pour this cornbread in here. I don't know if you guys can see me. All right, you guys, I'm going to pause and I got to go to the store and get some ingredients for my other food. And I'll be back in probably about an hour. See ya. I stream pretty often, almost 4 or 5 times a week. All right, I'll be back. See ya.